can't make comments.
Good evening, everybody. Shalom, Badger, I appreciate you and the other Blue Wrenches for reminding people to thumbs up. Obviously, that helps us in our battle against the YouTube algorithm.
Right.
Battle. Say it ain't so.
It's always a battle.
Say it ain't so.
Life is a battle.
Chad Netherton, it is a battle. Jay Morris, bless you. Good evening. How is everybody? We're doing all right? Tomorrow is We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Hey, backyard prepping. I don't make the calendar. I just follow it. Badger, bless you, brother. Texas T, bless you, Texas T. Shalom, brother. And here goes the comments. Dudley, Shalom, Rusty, and I can't read them anymore. Christopher Davis. Hi, y'all. How are the lambs doing?
Lamb update.
Well, Shalom Canuck.
Am I going?
Well, I mean, yeah, some of them saw Patreon this morning, some of them didn't, but you can go ahead and give them a quick update.
Okay, so we currently have one male, two sets of twins, both male and female. And then we just had a new
Thank you, Glenn.
male born last night.
Titus. What's up, local
And
American?
he was one of a twin, but the little girl, his sister, was stillborn, so that sucked. But mom delivered it fine and everything went smooth. And then we woke up this morning and there was one of the other severely pregnant ewes killed over out in the middle of their pen, and she had what was the beginnings of pregnancy toxemia. So she got a mad rush.
For those that don't know, what is pregnancy toxemia?
So basically, when they are carrying multiples, those multiples will pull so much nutrients from the mother that the mom doesn't have anything else left to give herself, to sustain herself.
It's essentially malnourishment because of pregnancy.
Right. So it is avoidable generally if you supplement minerals during pregnancy and nursing. And I did it last lambing season, and this lambing season I kind of slacked off.
Thank you.
So this is the result of not doing it. So hopefully she's going to be okay. They have her on IVs and vitamin B and glucose and all the things to pump.
Right. So
back up.
she's now at the vet.
Yeah.
And she's getting an overnight stay at Hotel Veterinarian.
Yeah.
So, and the vet said, we have a really good vet. He said, this vet bill is probably going to exceed the replacement cost of this animal. And I said, I get that. I said, let's use this as a learning opportunity. And he's like, I'm in. I don't have the opportunity to work on many pregnant sheep, so I'm going to use this as a learning opportunity too. And I'm like, let's do it, man, because we intend to continue raising sheep for a long time. So whatever we can learn from this, let's learn from it. So,
yeah, because this is only our second lambing season.
Sean Michael, Shalom, brother.
We're still learning a lot. Like, we learned a lot last year, or last season. That was a huge learning experience. And
thank you, James.
I think every lambing season you're probably going to have something new that you haven't had yet.
Yep. How many lambs are you expecting this year? Phyllis would like to know.
So we currently have 6, and then I have
Shalom, Hunter Seeker.
7 more ewes that I believe all of them will hopefully have successful twinnings. So another 14 babies on top of
Tiger,
the 5.
bless you. Thank
so
you.
19 total.
Yeah. Yep. 19 potential lambs this lambing season.
Yeah.
We had a question, which I'm going to direct to you, babe, from Sean Michael. Wanted to know, when are we going to get lasagna patches? because he would rock one on his plate carrier.
We can do that. I think like we have just the lasagna image.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need to make another, or I need to order other patches, so I can just do that with that.
So we're going to get into a bit about the historical nature of the next 24 hours in a moment, but because we will talk about that. But because we have all these land babies coming, we have all these construction projects on the homestead as well. And we recently kind of reprioritized, which is a word if it's not, I just made it up, reprioritized our construction load for 2021 based upon the need for a lambing barn in my front yard. So would you talk a little bit about that, please, honey?
So we just need some things like being able to corral the sheep.
Virtuous, thank you.
Get them separated out more easily, because right now we literally chase them around the field.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty bad.
It's stupid.
They might not have a lot of moves, but they got more moves than I do. So
yeah, like
Shalom Oki.
Just getting panels and shoots and that sort of thing that because we do want the operation to grow, not much bigger than it is currently or will be after this lambing season. But we do want it to grow. And so with that, there are some things that we need. So yeah, we're planning on having a pole barn and getting some panels and things like that to help make this a little easier.
CL, thank you very much. Yeah, so pole barn, and then you want to get a spin chute,
yeah, for hoof trimming. Again, like it locks them in, and then it's basically like a wire cage barrel, and you can hit a lever and it just spins them either on their side, or like you can do the full 180,
the full flip,
and it really locks them in so that they can't move around on you.
Good evening, Lumph. That's life on our micro farm for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, you know them.
Yeah.
They were here for Sakota. Yeah, we call them Lumph now. Yeah, because acronyms. And then there's also a chance of having some. What are you trying to spotlight the sheepers for from here?
Well, because you don't have the baby.
You can't see through the grill with an O-light.
No, but I'm making.
Jay Morris, bless you. Thank you. And then you were talking about having some room for the cows in the barn as well.
Right. Yeah. Just have an out of the weather area.
Little loafing shed.
Again, a chute that, when it comes to milking, hopefully we can get them to that point, and
Mountain's Breath,
we'll
bless
have a way
you.
to do that.
Best basic combat info. Well, find a recruiting office, let them lie to you for a while, sign on the dotted line, and go 11 Bravo or 0311. If you can't do that, what's the name of that channel? Brent 0331. He was a Marine. There is no was a Marine. There's just an active or separated Marine. I believe he is a separated Marine, and he knows the combat things. Tactical Rifleman, Carl, Tactical Rifleman, has a lot of that good info. If you're looking for, and maybe like John Lovell at Warrior Poet Society, here's the thing. It's really just nailing the basics. How to use your pistol without hurting yourself. How to use your carbine without hurting yourself. Basic stuff. Shoot, move, communicate. Basic maneuvers. Yeah, you can get it in PDFs. There's gosh, I can't even remember. I would just put in I would DuckDuckGo infantry field manual, basic combat, and you'll get overrun with PDFs that you can download. Don't shoot yourself in the PP. That's a good one. Reed Hendricks at Valor Ridge is another person. It's so much easier to get some training and do it than it is to try and explain it or read about it. It's like kind of like lovemaking. You can read all the books and see all the diagrams you want until you're doing it. It's, pictures and words don't do it justice. So aim small, miss small. There you go. Hands-on training is the best. Bear, what do you think of a semi-auto shotgun? I think most of the people I know with semi-auto shotguns are always asking me questions about how to fix them. I don't think that they're necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. I just know that my Mossberg pump shotguns work when I want them to. And everybody else's semi-auto guns are always like, I think I need to oil this thing or adjust that spring, or the tension on this rod isn't quite right, or whatever. So random side note today, my son's second birthday, a couple more, and I can start teaching him to shoot. Bless you.
Happy
Awesome.
birthday.
And Scott Ziegler, family sick with COVID, mom's high-risk diabetes. So, Scott, I will pray for her, and please understand, brother, I will not do it right now. But we will lift your mom up in prayer, Scott. I got to be completely honest with you. When I pray, I'm going to pray because the Father says, hey, you need to pray. Know that I will pray for your mom. Just know that I'm going to pray when the Father tells me to. And when he says it's time to pray, your mom will be part of those prayers. So have you heard any news of a massive amount of ships off the West Coast and the East Coast? I wouldn't say that I've heard any news of that. I've heard, if there's a rumor out there, I've heard it. In fact, I've been working overtime to take myself out of the rumor mill because it's so unfounded. Nothing can be corroborated. Somebody said, are you going to stop YouTube because of this recent mess? I have no intention of stopping YouTube at this point. I have said in the past, and I will repeat it here, the day that this becomes normal to me, I'm going to stop doing it. This should always be, this interaction that we have should always be an honor and a blessing to me. And the moment it's not, I'm going to bounce, because now I'm doing you a disservice as well as myself a disservice. It means that my motivations are wrong. And just like praying on command, it means that my motivations are wrong. And I'm not saying that that's something that Scott was asking me to do. I'm saying that many other people do ask me to pray on command. And I'm going to pray when I feel the urging of the Spirit to pray. And I'm going to interact with you when I feel like it's the right time to interact with you. Or when the Father says, hey, go. To which I will answer, yes, sir, I'm going to go. That being said, the type of content that we produce is very borderline as far as acceptability goes here on this particular platform. There's a reason that all of my gear reviews and firearms reviews are now on Patreon. It's because it's not worth the grief on my end as a content creator to have to do battle with YouTube over that. And some would say, well, that's censorship. And maybe it is. But it's also understanding that while I might not enjoy the rules for playing in their sandbox, it is their sandbox. And while playing in their sandbox, I also have to really do the cost-benefit analysis here, because it is their sandbox. I can disagree strongly, vehemently, with what the rules to play in their sandbox might be. But while playing in their sandbox, we've grown this channel by the grace of the Father from nothing to 110,000 subs in under 3 years. We've had dozens and dozens of people who have had their lives saved, and that's not an exaggeration, because of this channel, whether it's through fervent prayer or first aid kits. We've had hundreds of people that have reached out to us and said, you know, Bear, I don't I don't pray. I don't talk to the Father. I don't do any of that. But because of you and what the Father has done through you, I find myself talking to him again. Thank you. Or I haven't cracked my Bible in a decade, but I just ordered a copy of the scriptures. Thank you. And so on the one hand, yeah, it's a real pain in my butt to play in this sandbox some days. On the other hand, I cannot cheapen the fruit that this little channel and this big sandbox has been able to bear by the blessing of the Father and with interacting with y'all. I will not pretend that it doesn't take a toll on me sometimes, because it does. Mm-hmm. And there will be times where you won't see me for a few days, and that's because I can't give you something I don't have. If I'm not at peace, there's no way I'm bringing you peace. If I'm not in a position of strength, there's no way I'm helping you get to one. Sometimes I have to be selfish with myself so that I can be selfless with others. So if we're not on this channel, it will be because one of two things has happened. Either I have taken it for granted and removed myself from it, or they have decided that I am no longer a good player in the sandbox that they have created. In either case, if that happens, we do have Patreon. We do have Vimeo. We have a Rumble account. It cost me $100 a month, and I've done nothing with it. I had a parlor until that got pulled down. So, I mean, and we have our website. I would hope that we talk about it often enough that people understand that if for some reason you don't see me, go to bearindependent.com. There'll be an update there. So, truth over facts. I have been quiet coming here and listening for a long time without ever saying anything. I used to leave when you would pray. I don't anymore. Bless you, truth over facts. Praise the Father. Thank you. So, I'm not trying to remove myself from this platform currently. I'm also not trying to get myself removed from this platform currently. And I do have to walk a line between refusing to speak untruths and speaking truth as I understand it, and also understanding that while we might have we do have a community here on this platform, it's not my platform. And I wholeheartedly disagree with deplatforming people. I think it's dangerous to free speech. I think it's dangerous in the real world to silence people just because you don't agree with them. But I didn't make this. They did. And even then, I need to be very careful to, out of the one corner of my mouth, talk about what a terrible platform this is, and on the other side of my mouth, talk about how blessed we are and how badass the Father is. Because he's working here. And I say that in all humility, not because I'm awesome, because I'm not. It's because he's awesome. So, Docs, bless you. JT, bless you. Thank you, JT Robertson. Thank you. They're removing the Pillow Guys merch from all stores. Hey, such is he has his own website, mypillow.com, right? So
it's just when you have to change strategies. It's like when COVID hit and the small mom and pop shops that had never thought about doing anything online suddenly had to reevaluate how they were doing business, or they sank. And this is kind of the same thing. Like, you just have to change. You have to adapt to your surroundings.
Semper Gumby, bro.
Yeah.
Improvise, adapt to overcome. And so
quit.
And here's another thing. you know, we want to talk about the evils of the mainstream media and institutionalized narratives and so forth and so on. On the one hand, Renaissance man, bless you, thank you. We want to talk about that on the one hand, but on the other hand, you've got CNN complaining that channels.
Okay, I gotta go check.
Okay, go put eyes on your sheepy.
I don't know.
Sienna Property Solutions, thank you. But then you got CNN talking on the other hand about how much sway channels like this and others have over the people, and that we need to have our voices reduced. Well, that's indicative of the fact that CNN is feeling the push. You know, Twitter and Facebook have lost billions upon billions of dollars in the last few weeks. You know, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And I think one of the things that's made this swinging pendulum from conservatism to liberalism, or leftists and rightists or whatever, back and forth, the pendulum seem more screwy, is it seems very fast. It seems accelerated. And I believe that it is artificially accelerated through, global pandemics and narratives and information control. But the pendulum still swings, whether we want it to or not. And so for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. And part of this for us is we have got to remain logical and rational. It's one of the reasons why I am not indoctrinating myself in all of the noise that's out there right now, on the left or the right. There's always a narrative. There's always a narrative. I don't really want to participate in the narrative. I'd like to find the truth, the rationality of what's going on, and then act on that rational truth to the best of my ability. And you see, I've actually got something written on my hand. It says, the enemy is a liar. And that's a reminder. That's a reminder. Because what happens is, when you're dealing in things other than truth, and I'm in no means an expert in this, I'm just fortunate to be friends with somebody who has a very good ability to break things down in ways that they make sense. And if you're not subscribed to Dr. Trevor Wilkins, the Angry Viking Therapist, you should be. When you have irrational thoughts, right? If your thoughts are up here and you have irrational thoughts, those irrational thoughts manifest themselves into feelings. And these feelings, these negative feelings based upon irrational thoughts, there's an acronym. It's called a HIF. You're in a HIF. That means you perceive that you've been hurt, that there's an injustice, that you're frustrated, or that you're fearful. HIF. You've been hurt. There's injustice. You're frustrated, or you're fearful. And those negative emotions that stem from untrue thoughts manifest themselves in unproductive actions. But it all starts with your thoughts. And the media can't tell you what to think, but it can certainly tell you what to think about. That gets back to that narrative. And so if you can find the truth in that narrative, what's true for me right now? It may be true that there's 25,000 National Guardsmen in Washington, D.C., and the walls have been raised from 8 to 12 feet. That may be true, but I'm not experiencing that. Here where I am, I'm blessed. I have my wife, I have my children, I have sheep in my front yard. I'm surrounded by people that I love and that love me back, and for some strange reason are able to tolerate me in the meat world. I have a wonderful cigar in my hand and a nice bottle of red wine on the table, and I'm talking to you on a 1 gigahertz up speed fiber optic cable in the middle of nowhere. And I have everything I need and most of what I want. My truth is, I'm blessed. I'm doing great.
Amen.
And so when I project these untruths of the world onto my particular situation, that causes that manifestation of that HIF. Somebody hurt me. There's an injustice. I'm frustrated because, or I'm fearful that if this happens, then I will lose this, or something bad might happen. And that HIF, hurtful, injustice, frustrated, fearful, that manifests itself as negative actions. But it all stems from untruth. And so before COVID, I was very much so on a low information diet, and I enjoyed it. And it's been a challenge during COVID to remain on a low information diet, especially when part of my job is to provide an intel report 3 days a week. But I've always tried to pull out the actionable items for us in there, and I've always tried to bring the silver linings, the good news of what's happening out there to people day by day by day. Hey, here's where we're actually at, so that you can take positive actions founded in truth as I understand it, rather than succumb to negative actions and thoughts and feelings that are based in untruth of the narrative of the world. So I really don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, and I'm not going to say anything tonight that's going to surprise anybody if you've been here for very long. We're the same old us. We're doing the same old things we've always done. So, do you guys have Stevie Nicks over there? I need answers. Yes. We renditioned Stevie Nicks and put her in the outhouse.
No, Jose's trying to get after thing one.
Oh.
And he's like shooing the babies away.
Is that the issue?
Yeah.
What do you think about all this nonsense?
I don't know. I mean, I know what you're saying. Like, I can only really worry about right now. Like, as everything has presented itself, like, right now. And because I can't put 2 cents of hope into anything that is out there, because it's all hopium. Like, so all you can do is live right now.
Hi, Kat.
And don't worry about everything else until something else happens. And hopefully it doesn't happen all at once, so we can kind of react to it as it comes.
I mean, so let's take this down the two logical conclusions at this point. We can play that game a little bit. Why not? The first is Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is inaugurated as the 46th president of these United States. Asterisk. Because I don't think we're united anymore.
No.
But we could argue the semantics of that later. If that happens, the Democrats are going to do what they do. They're going to use the power that they have, and they're going to do some things that us as conservative or libertarian-minded people are going to hate. And I'm going to do what I do. We're going to keep building our businesses. We're going to keep running our ministry. We're going to have more baby lambs. We're going to build a barn.
Right.
And I realized that not everybody is in a position to do that. But notice I didn't say not everybody can do that, because the answer is everybody can do that. You just have to decide that you're going to do it. And then you have to seek the opportunities that your creator puts in front of you to do that. But we didn't just end up here, right?
Right.
So that's the one side. Biden's inaugurated tomorrow, and he's the 46th president. The other side is something happens with Trump and the National Guard and the DOD or something. And you know what we have? We have the beginning of chaos, not the end of it. We have the beginning of. And if that happens, I will run my businesses, protect my people, and finish out this lambing season, and build a barn for our cows, plant a garden, and eat beef bacon, and praise Yah, drink some whiskey or some red wine, and try to talk my wife into being nice to me occasionally.
Hashtag lasagna.
Hashtag lasagna. And if something crazy happens, you know what? Every one of us is going to be more or less reactive rather than proactive. I'm trying to be as proactive as possible no matter what happens. And the real thing to understand here is I want to eat my zebu cows no matter what happens tomorrow. I want more lamb babies no matter what happens tomorrow. I have got to finish this water and power and drainage ditch that I've got out here no matter what happens tomorrow. I got driveways to fix, man. I got a Bible study for John chapter 11 that I got a plan for Sunday morning no matter what happens tomorrow. I got things that I got to do that I have been trusted with by my Creator no matter what happens tomorrow. And I have my own personal preference as far as what I would like to see happen. But none of that changes my responsibility or my course of action. And I think that's the real litmus test for what you're doing. If there's things that you would do differently based upon tomorrow's outcome, you should already be doing those.
Yeah.
So.
I guess easy.
You're going to sneeze again. No? Okay. Jody Whipple. Ashley Storm, Shalom, sister. So, and it doesn't bring me comfort to think that we could have either Joe Biden or civil war tomorrow. But I'm told throughout this war not to be putting my faith in man anyway. Why am I looking to my government for comfort? This is the potential for dark days exists less than 24 hours from now. Okay. As if any of us was accidentally made for this time. Right. John Murray, bless you. I agree. He said, in my opinion, making us constitutional, conservative, libertarian-minded people out as terrorists is just the next step in taking our guns. I agree, and I think that's why the media co-opted the term patriot with the Capitol building riot to begin to control the connotation of the word patriot. Just like you're now seeing people talk about domestic terrorists being equated to those that supported Trump in this election. It's messaging, it's narrative. And taken to its logical conclusion, you get something akin to Germany 1936, 37, 38, 39, 40, and on from there. Maybe. But again, let's get back to rational thinking. Is that possible? Yes, it's definitely possible. Is it plausible? Yeah, it's plausible at this point. Has it happened yet? No. And so I'm going to be aware of it. I'm not going to lose my mind over it yet. I won't lose my mind over it in the moment. And one of the things that we've got going for us is we're in a red state surrounded by red states. And so that might happen elsewhere. And it could possibly happen here too, but it's going to happen much more slowly here. It'll happen much more slowly here. In fact, we may see balkanization. We may see areas of the country split apart, something I've talked about before. If that happens, I think Arklatexa will be a real thing. You're much more likely to have that domestic terrorist talk enacted in places that are already sympathetic to the soon-to-be sitting president than in places like this where we haven't had one blue county in the last 7 presidential elections. Not one. So we're not naming it New Texas, Matt Storms. Calling it Baristan. We've already talked about this. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm oddly at peace about it. But I'll tell you this. I pray every day for peace that surpasses all understanding. And my humanness does not understand the peace that I have. What's going to happen is going to happen. There's nothing I can do. How do you feel that the feds are vetting the National Guard? I don't have an opinion on it. I really don't have an opinion on it. If it's true, as I understand it, if it's true, they're checking people's papers and vetting people who are leaving the AO, not entering it. So, Brandon, thank you.
Bless you.
Thank you very much, Brandon. That's awesome. Bless you.
I hope she's going to be okay.
I hope so,
I really
too.
do. I hope we got it quick enough.
I'm not sure which one is worse, Civil War or Joe Biden.
But see, that's the thing. Is, I mean, yeah, it's Joe Biden, but it's not just Joe Biden. Like, the issues that Joe Biden is bringing with him are not his alone.
I agree.
I don't think it's, I do think he's a horrible, horrible, horrible person. But I think we could possibly be facing the same thing even if it wasn't Joe Biden.
Right. It's Trump versus the system, essentially. And the system, and Biden's the puppet for the system.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I don't know which would be worse. Civil wars are ugly. People die. People die. Bad things happen to good people. I was driving around the little town where our office is at earlier today and thinking, even in this place, that's like total flyover country, like barely on a damn map. There's still so much prosperity and productivity here. And I mean, you're talking a lot of these hay farmers and cattle ranchers that never finished high school, that are some of the wealthiest men in the county and that have been working hard their whole lives and don't know anything but Carhartt overalls and cracked leather hands and diesel pickup trucks, getting after it, but are creating a generational legacy of wealth and prosperity through the sweat of their brow. That still exists here. And yes, that's being threatened, but it still exists. And it actually kind of gives me hope, at least where I am, to see that even amidst all this COVID bullcrap, even amidst all this election nonsense, bless you, Jason, thank you, there are still men and women of character that will get up every day and do their jobs and will show up when they're needed and will populate their churches and will read the word and will do the hard things and will raise their families and will, be men and women of character. That still exists here. I really don't think, this is me speaking, my gut, I really don't think that we have the political ability to right the ship, to change the course of the country anymore. But I also fully understand that in the Civil War, people like what I just described to you will die. And we don't get to pick who those people are. And I'm not eager for either of those two things. And I can't be an ostrich. I can't put my head in the sand. got to be aware. But I also am fully aware that on the macro, there's nothing I can do about it. They've already proven our votes don't count.
Mm-hmm.
We've already seen that going to the protests or the marches or the riots, or pick your term, is a bad idea. That leaves the micro, my friends,
Mm-hmm.
which is 100% populated by personal responsibility. You want real progress and real change at your level, it's personal responsibility. It's not a top-down plan. We should not have a top-down government. It's a bottom-up plan. You know, and the guys from Tactical Civics have a pretty good plan on that, on paper. I don't know if it would work at this point. And that's not a knock on them. It's a knock on me. I don't know enough about our civics in this country to determine whether or not that plan would still work at this point. But what do? You get involved where you're at, because at least your blood, sweat, tears, treasure, and time have some return on investment where you're at on the local level.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm doing. I don't know anything else to do. Like I've said, I'm not going to tell you anything tonight that I've never said to you before.
Mm-hmm.
I only got so many moves. Ask my wife. I'm actually pretty boring. I've only got so many moves. It's only a handful of things I know how to do. I didn't mean in that connotation. You don't have to giggle, but all right. Are your patches hook and loop? Yes, our patches are hook and loop.
What kind of wine are you drinking?
Apothic Dark. Brother Gordon turned me on to this, and it's good stuff. Hi, Earl's daughter. You know, somebody made the comment, and I want you to know that I agree with you, that I will die on my feet before I live on my knees. And I agree with that. We all have our lines in the sand. And I'm just going to tell you with all sincerity and no bravado, you will not hurt anybody that I love. The end. I'm not even going to say you'll see a whole nother side of me. You'll just see me. You will not hurt people that I love. You will not take advantage of us. And regardless of whether or not the piece of paper on which it is written, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, is still honored in this country, we know that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. All of them are created equal and endowed by their creator, whom we revere and serve, with certain inalienable rights. These are just a handful of them. It's not all of them. It's just a few. And among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so if there's people out there that can't get on board with that, that's okay. I can. I can. And I do. And that's how we live our lives. I mean, to the point that, just as Exhibit A, my oldest wants to be a police officer. My middle child wants to join the Army. And my youngest, who's 4, is convinced that she is going to be a fireman. We haven't really talked about the fireman versus firewoman thing yet, but
it's a fireman.
It's a fireman.
Like,
right.
That's where the whole freaking a man, a woman shit started.
Sean, bless you. Thank you. So it's not just words here. It's an ethos. It's how we live. I believe in life. I believe in liberty. And I believe in the pursuit of happiness. And it's been difficult in 2020 for me to pursue happiness, being completely honest. It's been a stressful year, although it's been a good year. And 2021 has no signs of relenting, but thank you, Badger. But that pursuit of happiness is on an individual level. That's not a corporate or a conglomerate thing. It's as an individual. These are individual rights. And they are individual rights that we will defend.
Mm-hmm.
However, that fight is not on my doorstep. It's not in my county. It's not in my state. It's a little bit in my region.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even in my state. And at a federal level, we've proven at this point our participation as peasants in the federal level of governing this country doesn't matter. So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Farm feed has gone up an average of $4 a bag. Yep. Stock up on your animals. You can do that right now. Once it gets warm, it's not going to work so well. Mac X, bless you. Yep, absolutely. Slap side to use. Hey, Mac X. Lithocore X. Those slides are awesome. I would show them on camera right now, but that would violate the YouTube community guidelines. You can't handle a firearm in a live stream anymore, but maybe I'll do another video on them. Yeah, they're doing great. Thank you, sir. Michael Hammond. Bless you, brother. Bless you, brother. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Find a local farmer that sells grain. And if you can't find a local farmer that sells grain, become a local farmer that sells grain. You will be a trillionaire. Now, granted, a loaf of bread will cost you $1 billion, but you'll be a trillionaire because that's the direction we're headed. Firefighter. There you go, Hawkeye. Thank you. Silence too good. Hi. What about the slap side upper? I got it. I haven't done anything with it yet. I do have it, though. I do have it. Bill Gates is beating us to that. Well, he can sell his grain to the people in the cities, and we'll grow our own out here in the country. Time for a ladies' retreat. It's coming. I'm working on that. We grow mango beets for animal feed. You ever heard of a mango beet?
No.
Me either. I've heard of beets for fodder.
Yeah, I mean.
I've also heard of Beats by Dre, but I don't know what that actually is.
They're headphones.
And they're headphones. Okay. Picked up 2,000 pounds of grain. There you go. I like it. So, globalist oligarchs profiteering from, yep. Yes, that. Have a lower that I can't even get to build because of price and availability. I understand it, man. We are building 3 rifles right now as part of our marksmanship class. And let me just tell you that every day the price on those components goes up and the availability, forget it. How do I start rucking? That's a great question. Rusty, so there's really only 2 metrics in rucking. Well, there's 3. Weight, distance, and time. And so if you're new to rucking, what I would recommend that you do is you find a mile that you can walk, a mile course that you can walk. And I would get a 30-pound rucksack-ish, whatever, 30-pound rucksack. And I call rucking violently walking. When I'm doing it by myself, it's almost a jog. It's damn near a jog. Get your rucksack on, get a 1 mile distance, and figure out how quickly, without killing yourself, you can do a mile. The usual ruck that I do these days is 3 miles long. And depending on how much I'm carrying and who I'm with and what we're doing, that ruck is anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and 5 minutes. The last time we rucked it, it was more like a walk, but it was a good 3 mile walk with a pack on, and my pack was about 65 pounds. So thank you, Ryan. So you've got 3 metrics: your distance, your speed or your time, and your weight. What I would do is I would build your ability to carry your weight up first to whatever. Loco American, bless you. Thank you so, brother. You've done so much.
Wow.
Deployed with us in Florida. Support Grindstone. You're a rock star. Bless you. Thank you. I would get the weight that you can carry while rucking up to whatever the weight of your bug out bag is, which should not exceed 30% of your body, because you'll injure yourself. Really should be no more than 20% of your body weight, right in that neighborhood. But I'd get up, let's say you got a 60-pound bug out bag, which, believe it or not, is about average. I'd get your 60-pound ruck, and I'd get to where you can carry that for a mile. And I would get up to how much weight you need to carry first, and then I would start stretching the distance: a mile and a half, 2.5, 3 miles. I find a 3 mile ruck is a pretty good ruck because you can get it in without it taking your whole day. And then once you can carry that 60-pound pack for 3 miles, then start working on your time. How quickly can you carry it for that 3 miles? And those are your 3 metrics. And that's how I would approach it. But maybe you want to carry your 30-pound pack for 3 miles, work up to 3 miles, and then start increasing the rate, and then start increasing the weight. That's up to you. But I would work on practicality first. Make sure that you can carry the bag that you have, and then stretch the distance you can carry it for, and then decrease the amount of time that it takes you to carry that weight for that distance. So that's what I would do. What? Dudley?
No, Hans Hammond.
Oh, Hans.
Hans.
Can I have some ice cream?
Yes.
Thank you.
Get Aspen some too if she wants it.
What?
Get Aspen some too if she wants it.
I believe Yankee has a video on it, but he very well may. I have no idea. He very well may. Matthew Johnson, thank you so much. Sanctified L&J and Little O will be coming down to help us finish up the house soon, which is huge for us. That is awesome. My old dog's name was Aspen. Well, so's my toddler. South Kakalaki. I'm working on taking a family 17 miles. Don't tell wife. Your wife is going to be pissed at you if you take her 17 miles without telling her what's up on a ruck.
Mm-hmm.
You will probably never
Make it back.
I was going to say get any ever again.
Or that.
Hello, April.
Unless she's used to it. But
well, that's
by
true
the
too.
Comment, I take it she's not used to it. So, yeah.
Thomas, this is a Gurkha legacy. I'm a Gurkha fan. 12 gauge or 410 bore? Well, that really depends now, doesn't it? 12 gauge is the ubiquitous shotgun round. It's actually less expensive to buy a 12 gauge shotgun and buy ammo for it than it is to buy a 410 and buy ammo for it. However, the 410 is lighter, smaller, and handier for people that are of smaller stature, not quite as strong, or recoil sensitive, like children or women potentially. I really like the 20 gauge, and I really like the 20 gauge because for me, it's a toy. It's zero recoil. But for everybody else in my family and everybody else in my camp, thank you, 1776 Freedom. Everybody who's over 10 years old can shoot a 20 gauge. And the efficacy of a 20 gauge is borders on 12 gauge. The availability of it borders on 12 gauge. The cost is the same. And for those that are smaller stature, not quite as strong or recoil sensitive, it still gets the freaking job done, and they actually enjoy shooting it. And so while I like the 410, the first shotgun I ever got was a single shot H&R Partner 410. Was an H&R, H&H? What's a, I don't know. One of them, was it a Partner? I think it was an H&R Partner. Harrington and Richardson Partner 410 single shot. A 20 gauge does a great job, and it does all the things that a 410 does well, while doing almost everything that a 12 gauge does well. So H&R, there you go, Hunter Kirk. Shalom, brother. New England Firearms. Yeah. Hey, what's up? New England Firearms. Yep. So anyway, I would look at a 20 gauge. I would look at a 20 gauge pump shotgun. And I've owned a lot of shotguns in my day. I own a lot of 12 gauge shotguns. What do we grab when it's time to shoot? 20 gauges. Mostly your 20 gauge.
Mm-hmm.
JC, bless you. From KC, who's at the men's retreat, and his wife, bless you. Men's retreat was a good time. Thank you, JC. Thank you. BG Woodworks, bless you. Thank you. I have a 16 gauge I never used. Yeah, well, that would require ammo for it. Tori. Hey, brother, I'm fairly new to you. Tony, my bad. From Maine. Mainers, we resonate with you. Well, you should, eh? You're freaking crazy. Mainers up there. I like Maine. You got to, and Tony, I say this in all love, and you know it's true. You got to be a special kind of weird to live in Maine. Like
I believe that.
Yeah, it's beautiful country. Mm-hmm. And Mainers are essentially preppers by nature, because the winter's 6 months long. The winter and mud season is 6 months long.
Yeah, Ferry's based out of Maine.
Ferry? Mm-hmm. The dog trainee place? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Bless you, Tony. Backwoods cigars are good. In fact, Earl's daughter, I saved the wrapper because she gave me one. These backwoods Russian creams were like super tasty. Super tasty. I was like, man, not bad. Not bad at all. Mouse House, shalom, brother. Time for ammo shopping is over. Unless you don't have any, sheepdog. Luke Thompson, that's a good point when it comes to rucking. If you're going to be rucking in your neighborhood, you don't necessarily need to go rucking with your big tactical backpack with all the pouches and the everything strapped to it and the this and the that and the blah, blah, blah. Just get a backpack and put some weight in it and carry the backpack. It can have, if you want it to have, all the capabilities that your bug out bag has in it. But when I would do this in North Texas, we would literally be pushing the kid in the stroller, and I'd just be wearing a heavy backpack. And on a few times, I'd wear my plate carrier as well. And I got looks anyway because I'm me, and we were in a residential neighborhood in North Texas.
Got all the looks.
But at least it, like, I was going to say at least the cops didn't get called, but we did have a run-in with an officer or two occasionally, one of which was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm rucking. He's like, all right. Just like went away. So
you're not actually doing anything.
Since I didn't have a good place to do it in the house, I put the tailgate on my truck down with the tailgate pointing towards the street and clean my guns and build rifles on the tailgate of my truck. And all the pansies, the nice people that lived in the neighborhood would walk by.
Yeah, the soccer moms.
Pushing their precious children in their strollers. Like, oh my God, is that guy building a gun? It's like, you're in Texas. You know this, right? Like, act like it. There you go, Paladin one. There you go. Benefit of a tribe. My brother just gave me a bunch of 9 mil. Amen. East Tennessee checking in. Oh, 1313.
We done talked about
We
it.
done talked about it. I don't think there's going to be any invasions tomorrow. Nice, Mojo, man.
You're head of the neighborhood watch.
Yeah. I think I was at the head of the neighborhood watch list. 2 different things, apparently. I use a Moranov Garberg carbon knife. I have one of those. It's in a pack. Actually, I know where it is now. It's in the day pack that's on the back of my chest rig filled with AK mags. Tracy Welch, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Bless you. Omaha. I heard y'all got some good steaks over there, aged 21 days. What's the cigar? We really do need a frequently asked questions like a whiteboard right here.
I know.
This is a Gurkha Legacy tonight. Brandon.
What religion are you? Not Jewish.
Thanks for putting
what cigar?
Last weekend together.
What are you drinking?
Brandon, bless you, man. I didn't put last weekend together. I had the conviction to do it. I mentioned it to Crazy Canuck a year ago. Then I never did anything with it. And then I got punched in the face repeatedly, week after week after week, to do it until finally I brought it up. No, I didn't even bring it up. It got brought up at a staff meeting, and somebody was like, what are we going to do about men's retreat? And I was like, that's it. We're doing it. Yep, we're doing it. And then all I did was talk about it a few times for Patreon and scribble some notes for my presentation down. And then Crazy Canuck dealt with Kosher Dad and Bear Engine 1 and Mech Master and the Angry Viking Therapist as far as getting their input on what was going to go down on the teachings. And Sister Renee of Stumps, Roots, and Shoots handled everything else. Literally everything else. Oh, and Okie Storm Chaser did the meal planning and bought all the food. And then just, 24 hours prior, the brothers here from Bear Camp helped load stuff up. And during the weekend, helped facilitate. Foe did the Forrest did the administrative stuff there on hand. Brother DR helped Okie in the kitchen and helped facilitate. JA did the media stuff and, answered questions and helped herd cats. And Brother Alex was my co-ringleader in all of this. And I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't do it. So, you're welcome, but I didn't do anything. And I made sure to tell everybody who thanked me when I was there that I didn't do it. So blessings to everybody else who was involved, because I didn't do it. If anything, I was the stumbling block, because this idea came up a year ago and it was executed a few days ago. So Bobby Peterson, thank you. Bless you.
Weird hearing Mufasa reading the scriptures.
What? John, thank you. Yes, Hawkeye, familiar. Still missing that veranda sandwich. That sandwich was awesome.
What's in?
The veranda sandwich.
Oh,
it was
whatever. Don't even talk to me about
Lee
your
Roby.
awesome
Shalom.
food.
Shalom, Lee.
We used to always eat awesome food together.
We used to.
No, you.
But then I realized you weren't a man, so you couldn't come on the men's retreat. It's okay.
Then you realized
I realized.
this was a question. Thanks.
House Potato. He is a cat.
Yeah, he's good. He's
good.
warm.
Is he?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where he is.
I saw him earlier, so I'm guessing he's still alive. So, yeah, where are we going to go on our next date night? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You ate sushi without me while I was gone, so it's like,
I know.
Is that
and
still?
I ate so much I almost died.
Right. And then we just had Mexican last night.
Mm-hmm. Then I had Asian today.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I had beef bacon
Uh-huh.
because I had to fry up some beef bacon in order to fry my grass-fed ribeye in.
Mm.
And I had a grass-fed ribeye, and then I burnt
I had chicken enchilada soup.
And then I burnt the bottom of the pot roast that I was making because I was on the skid steer.
You burned it.
I was on the skid steer. I'm like, man, something smells good. And I was like, man, something smells like it's burning. And I was like, man, that's my dinner. So it's charred. Try Thai. I love Thai food. But do you like Thai food? Is she? So
Looking at the Condor 3-day. Good luck finding it.
I love it. It's a great bag.
Yeah.
It's just hard to get right now.
We use
Thank
it
you,
for our
Clint.
kits, but yeah, it's out of stock.
OFC Nation, my bear fact shipped. Anxious to review it on my channel. Bless you, bro. I would love your real world input on it. Kerf, what's up, Kerf? Shalom.
Yeah. We're almost caught up. Like, I'm within the 3 weeks, except for a small handful of orders.
And that's because of COVID-y stuff, not because of our end.
Right.
Yep. It's a challenge, man. It's an absolute challenge. Hey, Zub Zub is here. I met Zub Zub in person too. And Kat. Zub Zub's cool. Zub Zub has great hair.
Really?
Absolutely great hair. Yep.
I like good hair.
Yep. Do y'all have any Bibles in stock? Do we have any Bibles in stock?
I think so.
I think so.
I think so. I have more on order.
Cool.
Right now.
What's up, Mike? I love Thai food. It just doesn't like me. That's exactly how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. What do y'all think about Trump's big walkout red carpet departure of the White House? Haven't even seen it yet, man. Haven't even seen it.
Me either.
New jacket bear. Nope. Had this for 2 years. Got it as a Sukkot present 2 years ago from Gordon of the APN. I'm wearing the Gordy jacket and drinking the Gordy wine. I must have got Gordon on my brain tonight. Shalom, brother Gordon, wherever you are, sir. 5-pound burrito, baby.
The first gin bear facts.
Local
Awesome.
American, bless you. Shalom, brother.
Chris Mills has the first gin.
Whoa. Nice. Chris Mills got it on the ground floor. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So, Coat. Are y'all ready for tomorrow? I couldn't get any more ready.
Ready as we'll ever
Hey,
be.
shalom, Justin Ridlin. Yeah, I don't know how to be more ready for tomorrow. Like, all the things that one should do to be ready for this, like in the micro, we've already done, and we've done the macro stuff. Like, we topped off all the gas cans. We charged all the batteries. We filled all the gas tanks. We got all the propane bottles are filled. We got plenty of firewood. Our commo is squared away. Like all the pantry items, all the long-term food items. If we ever run out of medical, we have much bigger problems. You know, we're just yet rifle is fine. So open top or retained pouches. Cannot decide between them. Depends on what you're doing. If you're doing mostly stand-up work, kicking doors, clearing houses, stuff like that, where you're riding on a truck or a helicopter to get to your AO to do the things that you're going to do, or just hanging out at the range, open tops are great. If you're going for a walk through a forest or through a swamp or a desert or a mud hole or whatever, and your Jerusalem cruisers are your primary means of transportation, a closed top would probably be better for you. An open top is a little bit faster on a reload than a closed top, but probably not so much that it matters. But that's for you to decide. Most of my mag pouches are open top, but they have the shock cord retention tabs on top of them. I have on occasion noticed that the shock cord retention tabs have somehow mysteriously worked their way off of my mag, and that mag is no longer where I left it. You have a little bit less of a problem with that. Also, if you're super ultra tactical and noise discipline is something that you must be worried about, the closed top pouches, most of them now close with Velcro, and Velcro makes noise. And so if you've ever tried to slowly open something with Velcro on it, it's excruciating. So if you have the open top with the shock cord, it doesn't make near as much noise to deploy that magazine. But if you're changing a magazine, we're probably not worried about noise discipline anymore. So, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you like open top or closed top sheep?
Sheep?
Yeah.
I guess closed.
Right, exactly, Storms. But you would actually have to fire an entire magazine, so not really a concern for you. So
Somebody said they needed a new med kit, so
Ozark Geek Shalom.
go to bearindependent.com and use promo code BearNation.
Oh yeah.
And get 10% off of your new med kit.
Oh, Storms. Yeah, well, it depends on the med kit that you're looking for too. If you're looking for like a blowout kit for like doing range stuff, like this is our minimum. So if you,
we got to make our boo-boo kit.
Yeah, we're going to. But if you're talking about like for something for like combat or something that looks something like combat, then this is the minimum kit, and it's what it was built for. If you're talking like I cut myself making dinner, this kit's probably a little bit of overkill for it. But the Bear Fact does have small gauze on it, and the Adventure kit is actually a really well-rounded kit because it's like everything from band-aids to broken bones to bullet holes.
Yeah.
So that's a really well-rounded kit.
It's a boo-boo and a blowout kit.
Yeah. It has everything that's in a Bear Fact plus stuff for dealing with broken bones, plus wound closure, plus small gauze and band-aids and OTC meds, and like it's a comprehensive kit. You're going to get yourself in trouble with the wife, Bear. I am? Why does Lee think I'm in trouble? What did I do?
don't know. You're always in trouble.
That's a problem, man. Bless you, Earl's daughter. I need my ham in a can. Amendment1preparedness.com. I know he's been cranking those things out. So if you've ordered one, it's coming. I've got 2 on order, and I'm not freaking out about it. Hunter Kirk Adventure Kit is great. Bless you, brother.
Yeah. So y'all leave us some reviews on every product. You can go in and write us a review if you have one. And
she said nicely to the 1,200
share
people.
your kind words with people that come to the store.
Bless you. Thank you. How many lambs so far? 6.
5.
6.
Well, 6, but one was stillborn.
No.
Yeah.
Tim, Tina, the twins.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
the other twins, and then Titus.
Yeah.
6.
6. Well, then my math was wrong earlier. What else is new?
Lee Roby.
Cub kit refill. Haven't looked yet. Plug.
Is there a Cub kit refill? Have you ever considered owning a hybrid vehicle? I have not considered owning a hybrid vehicle. If
Yeah.
by hybrid you mean one of the giant earth-moving machines that burns diesel but uses that diesel to generate electricity, then I would say yes, I would be into that. Eli in the Wolverine State. Bless you, Eli. Thank you. Any goats on your farm? We have one goat named Sugar, which is the worst branding ever because she's a demon. She is a demon. But Honey Badger, thank you so much. But other than that, all of our other goats have either been unceremoniously murdered by my wife or rehomed by both of us. Hey, what's up, Betty Boo? The torque on that dozer is amazing. Kyle knows what I'm talking about. PCU. Yes, I remember that movie. My Jeep is a hybrid. It burns gas and oil. Right? Tavar 7. I want my cars dumb and running on fuel, not electrons. Yeah, I can get down with that. Yep, goats on the car. So we've had goats in our cars. We've had goats on top of our cars. We've had goats in the bed of my pickup truck. I've had goats run from the ground, jump on my hood, run up my windshield, and get on the top of my truck. We've had goats a quarter mile away, broken out of their pen to go eat the cigarette butts off of the old man's front porch that lives a quarter mile up the road. Did you make goat cheese? No, we made compost. That's what we've done with goats. Have not had any goats on boats that I'm aware of, but did you ever open up your EMP shield for your F-150? I did not. They sent me a strongly worded email saying, do not open that on camera. Okay, copy. It's an electrical shunt. That's all it is. It creates an incredibly clear pathway to ground for over voltage. It's a shunt. SHUNT. You can Google shunt amphibious goats, rigid inflatable goats. If I could mount an M134 and a couple of outboards on my goats, I'd be good to go with that. That'd be fine. So.
Okay. It's available at
refugemedical.com.
You can get the Cub refill or the Cub Pro refill. It's at the bottom of the color listing.
Good job.
Saves you $15.
Good job. Can we, who needed that? Mouse?
Yeah.
Can we do a mouse promo code right now? Hold on, Mouse. Since you brought it up, bro. We'll do a mouse promo code right now.
At Refuge.
Yeah, at Refuge Medical.
Okay,
Let's do 15% off everything. Promo code mouse tonight and tonight only. I bought an inflatable goat once.
Y'all don't put it in yet. I'll tell you when.
I don't want to know about your inflatable goat.
Mouse 15.
Mouse 15. Yep. Promo code mouse. MOUSE.
Hang on, because I gotta go through and select all the products that it's good on.
Okay.
It's not good on training.
No, I don't even think there's like any training slots left. MOUSE, not MOU5E.
Yeah.
MOUSE.
Yeah, how you actually spell mouse.
Okay, you're gonna get your ass in a sling, bro.
Okay, at Refuge Medical. Code mouse MOUSE 15% off.
There you go. Bless you, Mouse. Thank you. Okie timed out Okie's boss for 300 seconds. Bless you, Mouse.
No, not Mao. I don't even know what that is.
That's how he spells his name.
Oh.
is with a
Okay.
5 instead of an S. Promo code MOUSE. Wonder when it will drop. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Are we purging or civil war? Option C, homesteading. That's what we're doing. Right? Sharina knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that our friend Sharina? Sharina, is that you from Ron's Discount Lumber? Sharina? There's only so many Sharinas in the world. Is that you, Sharina? What are you doing, Sharina?
Bitty Boo, Sam's doing good. I have no idea where he is, but he's doing good.
Men who stare at goats. He's doing a coyote murder, probably. He's doing great.
Getting to know the babies.
Yep. Sharina. Yes, sir. Yes. Come on down to Ron's Discount Lumber. We got everything you need. We got your faucets. We got your ammunition. We've got stables for your stable gun. We've got manufactured sheds and shed-to-cabin conversions. We've got rail cars. We've got timbers. We've got paneling. We've got metal roofing. We've got screws. We've got blankets and flannel shirts. We've got candy and little signs at the front. I love Ron's Discount Lumber. They do have everything. It's like
I've yet to go there.
It's like if Home Depot and the feed store had a baby and also sold cabins.
Yeah.
And
I need to go there.
Yeah.
I'll be broke afterwards.
I've been trying to buy you one of them giant metal chickens they have out front. They have like 8-foot tall giant metal chickens.
I know.
out
I've
front.
seen the chicken.
I'm
envious of the chickens.
At the girl at the front desk.
I want them as like my gate
I know.
markers.
I know. I was like, hey, how much for that chicken? She's like, sir, they're not for sale. I said, I didn't say, is it for sale? I said, how much for that chicken? She looked at me perplexed. I had the flatbed with me. We totally could have hauled home an 8-foot tall metal chicken. So, Sharina, if you could get me a price on an 8-foot tall metal chicken, that would be great. I'm in. Bear, what you gonna do when you hear and see the black helicopters coming? I'm gonna wave hi to my friends and find out what they're here for now.
Mm-hmm. What's the new monthly sticker look like? I don't know.
It's still January.
Time yet. Yeah.
It's still January.
Speaking of which,
bless you, Thomas.
Get your onion ninja sticker.
Onion ninja.
Along with your.
I feel like strangely happy now that I know that Sharina's here. Honestly,
I'm so glad she makes you happy.
She said that you and Renee are her best friends. You just don't know it yet.
I know. I want to get out there and meet
You really do need to go. I feel like I might never see y'all again. Like, what happened to Hami and Renee? They met Sharina, and then the world imploded, and they're just gone now. I like how it put that comment on hold. Right? Oh, Ron's Discount Lumber. If they ain't got it, you don't need it. That's exactly right. I mean, honestly, they had number 10 cans of sliced jalapenos for $1.68 a can. I'm not even exaggerating. Did I miss the sheep update? You kind of did.
Yeah. 6 babies. What did we say? 14 more to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ever had Old Tub Bourbon? Right. Nope. Y'all don't know Bear is part of the yeah, ATF. No, it's the
CIA TFBI.
That's correct.
Okay.
CIA TFBI. That's correct. NSARO.
Where is Ron's? In Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's in, where is it? How?
No.
It's not near to us. I just know where it is. Is it How? It's in How. Yeah. Carla King knows. She's been there.
Yeah.
OPSEC, Mikey. Well, listen, we're talking about Ron's Discount Lumber. It doesn't take much Googling to figure out where Ron's Discount Lumber is. So, CIA TFBI. That's exactly right. Counterintelligence. Yeah, if the black helicopters show up and be like, what, are y'all hungry? What's going on? Because I'm not going with y'all. Got stuff to do. We got lambs. We got lambs to deal with.
Yeah. And Biddy Boo, possibly, most of the lambs currently are spoken for. It just kind of depends on
It depends on what the
we
yield
end up
is.
with.
Yeah.
Because we still want to grow some, and we've got some breeding pairs that we
Oh,
have to
Justin Ridlin, that's funny.
get ready for tribe.
Barns to build. Amen.
Sister wife confirmed.
Don't look at me.
I didn't confirm.
Maybe for foe.
Wife. Maybe.
Matt Storms. Do we have a troll? I don't think so.
I don't know.
8-foot chickens. The store is metal feathers. Okay.
479. That's semi-local. I think.
That's Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas. Semi-local.
Sweet.
I like how everything within a half a day's drive is now semi-local to us.
But it's got to be the tactical chicken. Like I need a custom one.
A custom tactical chicken
statue.
Brad Spriggs, bless you. Awesome.
Yeah, I remember packing yours today.
Who out there keeps yelling, Matt? Will somebody answer the damn kid? That's a lamb.
Yeah, his mama has date night, and
Storms
got left out.
Yep. Semi-local is Fort Worth. That's exactly right. Half a day's drive. Raven, bless you. Bear, considered moving to northern Maine. I'm already from Northeast and already a little crazy, extremely conservative. What do you think? Hey, if you can afford it, go for it. I haven't set foot in the Northeast in over a decade. So you'd be operating on intel that's a decade old at least. So current. But I think Maine is a good place to make a life if you're self-reliant and rugged. And not just like rugged here, like rugged here.
Somebody said if you find an 8-foot tactical chicken, you found bear camp.
Right? There'll be people all over Google Earth.
Like, where's the chicken?
I found it. Well, it's easy. We'll just
we'll have to have a decoy.
I was just gonna say we'll have a decoy. We'll just put it a few miles from here and just drive by and look at it.
We'll just hand out 8-foot tactical chickens to everybody.
I'm gonna be the Oprah of 8-foot tactical chickens. One for you and one for you, and we'll look under your chairs. It's an 8-foot tactical chicken.
No, Matt. No.
I've yet to see any Earth be rammed, bro. I believe you. I just want to see it. Paint it camo.
I love it when you guys request a tactical chicken on your medical kit, and then this one helps pack it.
We're gonna have a talk, Bear Nation. It's not Chicken Nation. It's Bear Nation. I was packing kits this morning. Not like 2 of them had bear patches and the rest of them had chicken patches. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
But you were also the one serving up the orders, so I was wondering if you were just stacking the tables against me.
I do not play favoritism to the tactical chicken people. Okay.
Garen Shalom, brother. Yeah, we could fill the 8-foot chicken with C4.
Mm-hmm.
Some smells
We
good.
could put a chicken head on a bear body.
No, that's wrong.
Or a bear head on a chicken body? That'd be even weirder.
That's weird. Hey, what's up, Tony John? Tactical toddler patch. I don't know. She wore a tutu, a pink tutu, green butterfly wings, and a tiara to dinner last night. So, Brad, bless you. Thank you. Sharina, we got enough of them. I got 110,000 chickens around here somewhere.
Right? We could just mail everybody a
We could.
grilled chicken.
Be like, this is an actual chicken.
Right?
TJB Prepper, bless you. Thank you. Bear, do you do any blacksmithing? I don't currently, Isaac. I love the idea of it. I really do. I think it's super cool, and it seems like something I would enjoy doing. I just don't have free time for anything right now. Like, And this is not me looking for sympathy, because I am fully living in all the blessings that the Father has chosen to bestow upon me. But we have 3 businesses and a ministry, and those 4 things, in addition to the homestead and family and camp and tribe, keep me quite busy. So you know, I don't know when I would begin to blacksmith. What I would really like to do is, where our current barn sits, we need to build another barn. And when we do, we'll be getting the lumber from Ron's Discount Lumber. But I would like to have a bit of a wood shop in there again and begin woodworking again. I find that to be therapeutic and enjoyable, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm not great. I'm not the best that there ever was, but I'm pretty good at it. And it's also very utilitarian. It's like, hey, we need some shelves here. Bang, shelves. You know, it would be cool, another table. Boom, table. So.
Somebody said they're glad you pack IFACs and not fudge. Sell fudge. Because I would assume that would make them fat. I'm glad you don't sell fudge too, because then I'd be tempted to eat it.
Well, maybe he's calling me a fudge packer.
No, I don't think.
Which is insulting.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, that's good. Roger that, Justin. There, you should build a fish pool in your land. We have one in Honduras. Well, maybe. This is Oklahoma. We've talked about getting a small sawmill. I'd like to have one. Liberty 76. Bear, what's up from Northeast Arkansas? I literally had a dream about my IFAC last night and I couldn't find my medical gauze. What should I do about it? Get more gauze, man.
Right. Gauze is cheap.
Gauze is definitely cheap.
Get all the gauze.
Get more gauze. Good night, 762 Nation.
I know.
What's up, Savvy? Mrs. wants lasagna. Good for you. Preheat the oven first. It helps keep it from sticking on the pan or whatever. I don't know. Less cleanup. Whatever.
Yeah.
All the double entendres.
Tactical overall.
Bear, would an Alaska lumber mill work in your AO? D.L. Hemingway, shalom. I have a Granberg mill that mounts to my chainsaw, and I like it, but it's highly inefficient in 2 ways. The first is fuel, and the second is time, and it's labor intensive.
It's okay for big stuff.
For making slabs, it's great, but for making boards, when you're talking a 1/4 inch kerf at a minimum on everything that you cut, and it just takes time. It uses a 1/2 tank of fuel per cut when you're milling decent sized logs. So I'd rather have a bandsaw mill. Bandsaw mills exist for a reason. So I'd like to have a bandsaw mill. Sheepdog, bless you.
Mooresville, NC.
Mooresville? I ain't never been to no Mooresville.
I have. Well, I've driven through it. I haven't actually stopped.
Just became old enough to own pews. Any advice on what to do within the shortage limits? I would say first buy something practical. A carry weapon would be a good place to start, and a carbine would be a good place to start. And if you're a hunter, something to hunt with. You can still get bolt action rifles like nobody's business, and in a lot of cases in pawn shops you can find nice bolt action rifles. There's a Remington, the pawn shop near me has a Remington SPS, Remington 700 SPS in a nice stock with a bipod and nice glass on it for $700. and it's probably easily $1,800 to $2,000 when you consider the glass that's on it for $700 right now. And it's a bolt gun. Bolt guns rarely have lots of rounds put through them. So it's essentially a new gun for a third of the price. So I'd look at that. And I would also look at caliber availability when you select your bolt gun. If you get a boutique round, if you're going to get a 6mm Creedmoor rather than a 6.5, you're going to have a hard time finding ammo, or 260 Remington. It's going to be difficult. So forth and so on. 458 SOCOM. Good luck. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Bolt gun for hunting, a carry weapon. And then you have to be diligent in finding ammo. I can find ammo. I can go to Freedom Munitions right now and find 147 grain jacketed hollow points at 9mm. They're just $1.15 a round. I don't want to pay $1.15 a round, but they're there. They're there. And if you have friends that keep an eye on this feed store, you can find boxes of 9mm ammo like this right here for $16 a box when they're there. Mm-hmm. So you got to know that they're there and then buy them when you see them. So it's not that they're not out there, at least where I am. It's just that the availability is such that you have to be diligent in getting it. So there could be a ban on hollow point bullets. There could be. People should buy 40 and 45. I wouldn't. Let me piss a bunch of people off. I'm not a fan of the 40 cal. I'm not. 45, 230 grain jacketed or full metal jacket, ball ammo. Yeah, it works. So does 9mm. So does 40 in ball ammo. The real issue that you have with ball ammo and any of these things is secondary penetration. You have a larger wound channel with the 45 and ball ammo than you do with the 9mm or the 40, but it's secondary penetration. What you want that round to do is dump its energy into the target. That's why hollow points are so effective. They dump their energy into the target. So 45 does that better than a 9mm does with ball ammo, but what's that saying? It's the same argument that everybody makes when they tell me why the 22 caliber rifle is the best rifle for the end of the world. There's no replacement for shot placement. Yeah, agreed. And I don't want to get shot with a 22, but I'd rather shoot something with this or this or goodbye. This, knowing it's going to do the job, then shoot it with a 22 and hoping that it does the job. So, right now, you get what you can get, and because the selection is so sparse, make sure that it's practical. What?
Somebody said you keep your props handy. Nice. Y'all, you should see his table, because he has a table.
On this table is a cigar box, a bag full of pipe tobacco, a blowout kit, a couple of whiskey bottles, a gum cleaning kit, a Rothko catalog, an AR upper, a roll of paper towels, a thing of Tums, a couple of cigars, another whiskey bottle, my wine bottle, a bunch of 5.56, a bunch of 9mm, a bottle of Screwball, a bottle of Kahlua, 2 Bibles, an ATN night vision scope, a SIG rangefinder, a big humidor, and some random
barrel.
Oh yeah, my upper, yeah, and some random rounds. That's what's on this table right now.
Rothko catalog.
I said Rothko catalog. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he does. He has all the things.
Sounds like Neil Peart's drum kit. Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. So Cassie, shalom. So I still have Mac 90 ammo. There you go. And a partridge in a pear tree. Right. So anyway, get what you can get. That's what my recommendation would be, and let it be practical. What's a blowout kit?
I'm gonna go check on Bay.
Okay. This is a blowout kit. This is the bare minimum that we make. Handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. I'll just briefly show you what it is. So this mounts onto your kit. It's about yay big. Mounts onto your war belt, your headrest, your bulkhead of your submarine, whatever. And your chest rig, your plate carrier. And where are all the peeps tonight? Texas tea, bless you. You pop this lid open, and you've got your quick clot up in here for wound packing. You pull this out, and then pop this open, and you've got a tourniquet, pressure bandages, decompression needle, surgical tape, shears, gauze, chest seals, nasal pharyngeal airway. All the stuff you need for dealing with a gunshot wound is inside of here, purpose built, ready to go. And even tonight, you can use promo code MOUSE for 15% off at refugemedical.com. And we make these kits handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. And if you use it to save a life, I will replace the contents at no cost to you. And they come in all the cool colors. This is multicam. They come in Marpat Woodland, OD Green, Coyote Tan, Black, Gray, and red with reflective striping. So that's a blowout kit. So YYZ. Nice. But yeah, Garen, I have big hands, but you know, what is the cost? That's $189, handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. North American Rescue Components, the best in the business. Military, it actually exceeds military specification for blowout kit, but you can use promo code MOUSE tonight for 15% off. So there you go. Same as an IFAC, yeah, and that's actually the smaller kit. You can get the bare FAC as well. That see the bare minimum covers the MAR in the March algorithm, which is massive bleeding, airway, and respiratory. And the bare FAC, bare first aid kit, it's a little bit bigger than that, but it covers the entire March algorithm, which is massive bleeding, airway, respiratory, circulation, and head injuries. So, and do you have blood type patches now? Not in our store. We do not. We would have to get a vendor set up for that. And we might do that, but we don't have that yet. And Texas T, you asked where are all the people, and we're just flying solo tonight. Yes, HSA and FSA, we accept both of those things as well. But as far as where are all the people, I had a busy 4 days of peopling this weekend, and then I had actually a fairly rough day today, and my people love me enough to know when I need to fly solo, so I'm flying solo tonight. Thoughts on binary triggers? I think if you're building a base of fire weapon, then they're good to go. If you're not, you're spending twice as much money on ammo. Kind of miss back porch bitches. Give Renee our love. I will. Believe me, there will be another one of those for sure. Blood type is what the Sharpie's for. Yep, you can do that for sure. So, do you plan on doing a Stop the Bleed class in Kansas anytime soon? Not currently, but I'll look into it. We're really trying to limit our civilian training to once per quarter, and focus on law enforcement and military training, and also for like churches and organizations and agencies, large groups of people like that, for a couple of reasons. The first is when we interact with those groups, I don't have to be directly involved in those, and so then because sometimes I feel like the sham wow guy. I don't want every time you see my face that I'm the guy that's talking about the bear fact and come see us at class and blah blah blah. Like, that gets old. It robs me. If it's robbing me of my joy to do that all the time, it's got to be robbing you of your joy to watch me do it. And so, much like I will pray when I feel led to pray, and I will talk when I feel led to talk, I'll promote our products and our services when I feel led to promote our products and our services. And so, by focusing on military, law enforcement, EMS agencies and organizations, I don't have to personally be directly involved in that. That's entirely why we build the Refuge Medical brand. There's a reason that Elijah Schaefer at the Blaze talks about Refuge Medical, not Bear Independent, because we manage the expectation of Bear's involvement by using Refuge Medical. Bear, me, doesn't have to be involved necessarily with Refuge Medical. It's voluntary if I want to be. I don't have to be. Whereas I feel a responsibility here if Bear Independent, if I am promoting something, if Bear Independent is doing a civilian class, I feel a responsibility to be there because I know that the people that are going to be there are going to be the Bear Nation. So because of that, because of my schedule and because of what it takes out of me sometimes to be involved, I can't regularly do civilian trainings all the time. And so if I can't do it well, I'm not going to do it, which is why we're limiting them to about once per quarter. And that works for me. I think it works for us as a business model. And that allows us, like I said, to focus on military, EMS, public safety, agencies, organizations, stuff like that. So. How many hours do you work? A lot. I usually get up somewhere around 5 a.m. And I guess depending on your viewpoint, I could technically still be working right now. So it depends. But the work that I do is not, it's different than the work that I used to do. My job looks very different, and I do a lot of different things throughout the day, which is good because I'm kind of like high functioning ADD when it comes to that. Like I don't do well with boredom. I got to constantly stay engaged in something. So Fat Baby, who are you talking to? From Tahlequah, roger that. Every classroom across America needs a bear fact. I agree. Yeah, we've got many in classrooms already. It's a sad fact, but unfortunately, yes, you need a bleeding control kit. And so we actually have a public access kit as well that hangs on the wall. It's not here, it's at my office, hangs in the wall in an acrylic case. And it essentially has like 2 bear facts worth of stuff inside of it. But predominantly it's for wound packing and for tourniqueting and wound packing for massive bleedings, airways, and respiratory. So, Marty, bless you. Mouse House, bless you. Tommy Salter, shalom, brother. We know, Rob. We know. Hey, Christopher. Trucker Kevin, we do have videos at our channel. If you just Google Bear Independent Tourniquet or Bear Independent Pressure Dressing, you'll be able to pull those up. What I do, I very much so prefer to do training in person because you learn so much more in person. I can show you with my own 2 hands how to do it. I really don't want people learning to do things incorrectly because it matters when you have to deploy this stuff. So, Woodburner, what's up? Stillwell, Oklahoma. I'm familiar. Huh. Nice, Marty. RM 1160 just placed an order. Bless you. Bless you. Pat McKenna just placed an order. Bless you, Pat McKenna. Wow, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you. People's Republic of New Jersey. Run. Run. Lush rooms. Nice. 5 versus 1, right? That's what I'm saying. Still brew your own. Haven't done that in a while. Pat McKenna, I just saw. Thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate you.
Definitely need infrastructure.
Do we? We need a barn. A barn.
I'm okay with keeping the ram in, but
Scott Lance just ordered something.
a whole bunch of people have.
I know. Thanks, Scott. Thanks. The Glock 17 is a great pistol. I would agree. Jeez. Daniel Macias. Daniel Mack. Thanks, Daniel Mack. Awesome. Awesome. Promo code Mouse. We can all thank Mouse House. Bear, what is the best thermal site for the money? Thermal site? No, Daniel. Thank you. Thermal site, I don't know. I don't know because I just don't know at this point. However, hey, can you help me get my hands on this thing right here, please? Thank you. I do. If you're on Patreon, you'll be seeing some videos on this right here. The ATN X-Sight 4K Pro 5-20, which is pretty cool. It's got a lot of cool features, and it's digital. It's digital night vision, smart HD day and night rifle scope. Now, the illuminator it comes with is essentially garbage. Lushrooms, bless you. Thank you. But the product itself is freaking awesome. And I got it essentially for coyote control. And then when the lights go out, man, ... But, and since this is a component, not a firearm, this is not a violation, and I am in no way promoting this. This came from Bear Creek Arsenal, and this is an 18-inch fluted heavy barrel 223 Wild side charger that ATN will be on top of. And you'll be seeing more about that on Patreon as well, since we don't do those things on YouTube anymore. So, yeah.
Night vision for insomnia.
No, lights out. And nobody need to be seeing that, man. Worried they will all be banned. Well, smoke them if you got them, man. It's a strange world we live in. There's no doubt about that. It's a strange world we live in. Is it okay to leave my barefoot in a cold vehicle? Absolutely, Tony M. Absolutely. There's nothing in there that is going to be harmed by extreme temperatures, cold or hot. Glock 316, what's up, man? Shalom.
What's the difference between the Stop the Bleed and the Combat Lifesaver course?
So we don't currently offer the CLS course. Stop the Bleed, our Stop the Bleed is a 4-hour course. It contains a lot of hands-on application. It's about, if you were to break it out, it's about 2 hours of presentation and about 2 hours of practical application. Stop the Bleed is not a regulated curriculum. So anybody can come up with a Stop the Bleed course. The American Red Cross has one. Many people have Stop the Bleed classes. Our Stop the Bleed is a 4-hour class, and it's derived from our 8-hour TCCC curriculum, Tactical Combat Casualty Care, meaning that it's the same medicine, trauma medicine, that is taught in the 8-hour class condensed into a 4-hour class. And so what we teach in the 4-hour class is we teach the practical application of tourniquets, of wound packing, of chest seals, essentially the contents of the bare fac, how to use that stuff. And then we go into the medicine as well. What does shock look like? How much blood loss can you lose? How much time do you have when that happens? The situational awareness that one needs to employ in an environment like that. You know, the T in TCCC stands for tactical. And so if we're in an active shooter situation, or if we're on a battlefield, the best medicine that we can give is firepower superiority. And then we can begin to establish how we're going to treat the casualty. So we talk about that in the 4-hour class. There's a lot of slides, but good slides, you know, pictures and videos. In fact, the video that starts the class, if you haven't been there, really puts a fine point on why you need to know this stuff. And then we drill and 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 drill. And I will not let you leave that class if you will not survive a grievous injury based on it, but you don't get to have a break right now because you need to know how to do this and make sure that everybody understands hands-on how to actually use the kits that they have. The other thing that we do with our 4-hour class that nobody else does that I'm aware of is we provide you with a North American Rescue TCCC trainer kit that you keep. It's yours. You take it home with you. And that has a trainer tourniquet, trainer chest seals, trainer combat gauze, decompression needle, eye shield, tape, all kinds of gauze, compressed gauzes in there. It's got all the things that would normally be in an IFAC in that trainer kit, and it's yours. And you train with your trainer kit. You don't train with your individual first aid kit, because all the classes that I've taken prior to ours pissed me off because, yeah, the class was only, you know, 150, 200 bucks, whatever, cool. And you take it and you got to put another 150, 200 bucks into your kit because you used up all the stuff that was in your kit. And now you don't have an IFAC anymore. You have a spent IFAC. That annoyed me. So our class is a little bit more expensive than most, but it includes the $100+ trainer kit, and it's also derived from an actual curriculum. It's also CLEAT and CLEFT accredited, meaning that for law enforcement, you get training hours. It's the same class, 4-hour class that law enforcement takes, that is CLEAT and CLEFT certified for Oklahoma and Arkansas state law enforcement officers for training hours as well. And like I said, it's derived from an actual 8-hour TCCC curriculum. It's not just we throw a tourniquet at you and leave you alone in a room for an hour and then give you a certificate of completion when we're done. So versus Combat Lifesaver, I think, is currently a 40-hour class within the Corps. I think it's still a 40-hour class. And one of the things that Combat Lifesaver touches on is prioritization of care. We go over that in a 4-hour class, but you go much deeper in that in a 40-hour class. Triaging people, you know, we talk about that in the Stop the Bleed class. Of if we got somebody with an arterial bleed, somebody missing a finger, and somebody shot in the gut, who's the first person on the ambulance or the helicopter? The guy shot in the gut. We can deal with the arterial bleed. It's bad, but the person who shot in the gut needs a surgeon. They got to go. Mm-hmm. Things like that. So, bless you, Glock. Thank you. Hey, Big Joe. So that's our 4-hour class. The 40-hour Combat Lifesaver, another difference between those classes is you need to be actively enrolled in the United States Marine Corps to take the Combat Lifesaver class. You do not need to be actively enrolled in the United States Marine Corps to take the 4-hour Stop the Bleed class from Refuge Medical. So Sleepy Joe's first 100 days. I got lots of predictions, none of which I want to get into now because I don't feel like getting my blood pressure up. Bless you, bro. They are going to attempt to do everything they said they were going to do. because Democrats use power when they have it. Republicans talk about it. What do you really think is going to happen tomorrow? I'm going to throw hay bales to my cows and run my businesses. That's guaranteed. Everything else is up in the air. AVTB hero.
Throw in the wrench.
Shalom, brother. I didn't even see that. Before you come back with your weak ass and uneducated opinion, gather something you think is actual evidence or remotely coherent arguments. Nice.
Thank you.
Feel the wrench. Shalom, brother. AVT knows what's up. Garen Clackley, class is more than worth the money. Bless you, brother. I appreciate that. Repent. Senor El Barro. That is correct. Good Espanol. Yos 2S hablan Espanol muchos buenos, senor. I'm pretty sure I'm not Mel Gibson in The Patriot. So if I was Mel Gibson, we'd be having this conversation from my yacht right now. I'm not. Man, it got chilly quick.
Yeah, I know.
So, Freedom is Memory is another great YouTube channel. And he stopped the bleed going on in Ohio. Not currently, but we've had a lot of interest in Ohio. So we may put one up, put together up in there soon-ish.
Right. Get together 20 to 50 of your closest friends.
That's the other thing, too. If you have a mag or an organization or a group or a church or and you'd like to have a class where you are, you can email us at sales@Bear Independent and we can put together a class just for you. Logistically, it's a little bit more difficult when we're depending upon my name brand notoriety to put a class together somewhere than it is if you already have enough people to fill a class. Somebody said, why did I get a side charger? I got a side charger for two reasons. The first is it's the only side charger I have. So that was like a cool, hey, maybe we'll try this out thing. And the next is that's what they decided to send me. And in full disclosure, they sent this to me. I did not pay for it. And so when somebody says, hey, we want to send you firearms parts, okay. Now, I have the same agreement with them that I have with everybody else who sends me stuff. Send me your best. If it's great, I'm going to tell the world. If it sucks, I'm going to tell the world. I pull no punches. So if it's garbage, the whole world will know that it's garbage. If it's good, the whole world will know that it's good. So hey, Vic Cast is here. What's up, Vic? Texas class on tactical bat, and JT hears it.
Very true.
Yes.
AVT. Very true.
Texas class is on the 31st. We got one coming up in Irvin. So my deuce, Roger. I was just talking with our vet this morning, veterinarian. I was like, yeah, we need to do some live flesh classes. And he's like, you can do that? I was like, yeah. He's like, what's the legality of that? I'm like, I'll figure it out. So I have 2 side charging uppers from Bear Creek, and I love them. Roger that. Hunter Kirk, bless you. Well, I think I got 15 more minutes in me, then it's going to be 9 o'clock, and we'll go to bed.
Okay.
What do you suggest for first-time purchase? I am 58 and 24/7 caregiver to both my son and my mom. I was just approved for concealed carry. Danny Lyons, I would say a compact 9mm that feels good in your hand and that you can acquire and afford. That could be the Taurus G3C for $329. It could be the Glock 19 for $629. It could be, it could be a Colt Commander 1911 and 45 for $1,029. It depends on what feels good in your hand, and it has to be a gun that you're comfortable carrying, holding, and wearing. Because if you're not, it doesn't matter whether or not you're approved for concealed carry. You will leave it at home. I believe full time. Thank you, Nomad Smile Seeker. I believe in 100% carry compliance. If you're going to carry. You can ask my wife. Do you ever know me to not have a firearm? Mm-mm. If I'm at home chilling on the couch, there's a Glock 19 tucked into my waistband. Yeah. If I'm out in the world, there's a Glock 17 or a Glock 21C on my hip. It has to conform to your carry protocol. So I don't know, Tommy Salter, the used market, I'm guessing. That poor little sheepy.
I know. Jose's being an asshole.
How soon after you go to sleep you think you're going to have to rise up for the sheep emergency? And
that was last night. I really hope that, like.
Good night, Cassie.
Tonight's not the
Shalom, sister.
No, just our ram's trying to basically impregnate the mama again, and he's being an asshole and like button the babies away so that he can get his.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. And the babies are freaking out because they don't have mama.
XD40. See, here's the thing. Polymer framed striker fire pistols are ubiquitous now and affordable. Sharina M. I got my IFAC. Thanks for all that y'all do. Bless you, Sharina. If we were sending Sharina an IFAC, we should have just delivered it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I must not have seen that one.
I guess me either. Copy that, Tommy. Sharina, you rock. We're going to come see you soon. We're going to do it. Yeah, Robert, I agree.
You should, Justin. I believe you have before, or you bought something.
I think he has.
Yeah.
Any advice on how to pray and hear the Lord's voice in return? Yes, and what a great way to end this broadcast. How to pray and how to hear the Father's voice. First thing is how to pray. You pray earnestly from your heart. And in fact, we are given instruction on how to pray in the Gospels by Messiah. It's very basic. Start with thanks. Thank you, Father, that I'm here. Acknowledge how he works in your life. Thank you for the blessing of my wife. Thank you for the blessing of my children. Thank you for the blessing of the people in my life and for my land and for my businesses and for my ministry and for my tribe. Father, thank you for redeeming me from my own lawlessness and seeing fit to continue to struggle with me even in my brokenness. Thank you for making a way for broken people like me to come home again through the blood of your Son. Thank you for taking the time to fix me when I couldn't fix myself. Let's begin with thanks. And then you beseech, whether for yourself or for others. Father, be it your will, would you please help me pay my water bill, or heal my brother, or provide for my friend, or whatever the thing is. You beseech. And then you acknowledge you are the author of all things. You created us before time even existed. You made us for this time. We know that your will is going to be done. And so make me strong enough to accept whatever your will is, regardless of what I might want, that I could accept what your will is. And then you say, Amen. Amen. Let it be so. That's what it means. And that's an affirmation that whatever his will is, that's what's going to happen. It will be so. Amen. I believe that one should pray out loud. And I believe that for a couple of reasons. First, it's good for us to hear it. Even if it's just a whisper, it's good for us to hear it. And second, the Father spoke us into existence. There's something about the vibration and the resonancy of the voice that matters. Sometimes, even if all you can muster is, Father, thank you, or Father, I need you, or Father, please, that's a place to start. And some people are not very comfortable praying out loud, or especially praying in front of others, and that's okay. You should speak to your Creator with all the humbleness and reverence that he deserves. But you should not be afraid to speak to him. So that's how I believe you should pray. And I believe that's modeled for us by Yeshua. And he prays not just the Lord's Prayer, but you can read in the end of Luke, I think it's Luke 22, that he prays for his disciples as well. And they're simple, simple things. Father, protect them. Father, provide for them. Father, lead them. Father, help me be strong enough to accept your will. Let this cup pass from me, but be it your will, I will do it. Make me strong enough to step into the responsibility that you created me for. And as far as hearing his voice, my experience has been, if you don't seek him in the little things, you should have no expectation of hearing him in the big things. Mm-hmm. If you are willfully disobedient in the small things, I don't even bother in the big things. Many times I ask him what I should do, and the answer I get is, you already know. Mm-hmm. I've already told you. And I have prayed over a few things a few times where I've literally gotten the response, I told you what to do. Do not ask me again. And that's been a lack of me hearing and listening and being obedient the first time. We also have his word. He tells us in the word what to do. Pretty straightforward. You got the two prime directives. Love your Creator with everything you have and love your neighbor as yourself. Those are fleshed out in the 10 commands. Don't steal, don't kill, don't be an adulterer. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Have no other gods before me. Don't put my stamp of approval on your BS. Right? The 10 commandments. And then if you need to click here for more help, if you need more details, you've got the 16 commands, laws, and right rulings of the Old Testament. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And everything that comes after that is a commentary on, an interpretation of, an example of those 613 laws. We know what to do. We've already been told what to do. It's just up to us whether or not we do it. And hearing his voice, sometimes I hear his voice clear as a bell. Sometimes I feel it in my gut. And sometimes it's just an understanding. But I firmly believe he will speak to you in ways that you can understand. It may be the way the sun rises, or the way those numbers added up, or the way that song just happened to come on the radio, or the note you got in the mail, or this person you haven't talked to in years calls you out of the blue. That's the hand of the Father. There's only two ways things happen in this world. The hand of man and the hand of the Father. And so, if you choose to see him being active in your life and reaching out to you and speaking to you in ways that you can understand, you'll hear him.
Mhm.
But trust him and seek him in the little things, and you will experience him in the big things. You can't take over the world if you haven't cleaned your room yet. You can't expect to hear the voice of the Father on, Father, why haven't you given me land to move to, when you haven't mowed your backyard that you already have? He who can be trusted with little can be trusted with much. And I would say that that extends to interacting with the Father as well as anything else.
Mhm.
So,
Agreed.
right?
Yep.
Uriah, bless you. Don't become a pincushion. Don't listen to King David. Don't go out there. He's maneuvering on Bathsheba, Uriah. Don't do it. Parable of the Talents. That's exactly right. Shema Yisrael Yahweh Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Texas T. Amen. All right, y'all. It's cold and 9 p.m. Central. Thank you guys and girls for being a part of Tactical Tuesday. Whatever may come, the Father's will be done. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for supporting us in our channel and our small businesses and our ministry and our homestead. And you guys rock. And I will see y'all tomorrow morning for the bear report, I guess.
Yeah.
And in the meanwhile, until midnight, you can use promo code MOUSE. Thanks, Mouse. You guys rock. Shalom, everybody.